What is going on, guys? Insane checking up back another video. This is gonna be my favorite one of the year, guys. I promise. This right here is gonna be my favorite video of the year. This is my annual how to read coverages in Madden mobile video. Did this last year, doing it this year. It's gonna be a thing next year. I'm just gonna do it every year. I feel like when it comes to pre-snap reads, post-snap reads, I'm one of the best in the game. And I love doing this, man. And I don't think a lot of guys out there, if any guy is reading coverage the way I'm reading coverage. So I try to put these out every year, man, and, help top players. Also, I wanted to update you guys a little bit on my team as well. You guys can see picked up Golden Ticket Cam. That was made possible by a couple of Randy Moss snipes that I made. Trying to see anything else new. Defensively, me and Joe sniped him for like 10 mil. Poyer and Chandler Jones are new. And obviously special teams, we got some 4th of July guys. So that's rounding the team update up. And let's get straight into the first drive, man. We're going to show you guys how to read coverages, man. Let's go. All right, guys. So for the purpose of this video, I did the same thing last year. So if you guys saw the last year's video, it's the same thing again. Once again, all of these clips that you're seeing are going to be all Madden because, all we do is play all Madden or league versus league drive. So it wouldn't make sense to do this against all pro or any other difficulty, even though, pre-snap, post-snap reads, it doesn't really matter what difficulty you're playing against. But for the sake of the video, we're doing all Madden. And counter clips will be excluded because you just simply won't get a chance to read. This isn't, an advice thing about what you should do when you're countered. This is the reads you should be making on uncountered plays, when you're running plays in gameplay. So counter plays will be excluded, and this is all Madden gameplay. I think that's about it. First clip is going to be curl flats. Simplest play to read. Will kind of allow me to better give you guys an idea of what this video is going to be. And then we'll go into the more used plays by top guys, and we'll show reads for each of those plays as well. So first thing looking here is that you see this linebacker slide out. This linebacker is sliding out for a couple of reasons. And you see this guy crouch up. So we got even better read now. This linebacker is coming out for a couple of reasons. He's either coming out to play man coverage, or he's coming out because he has to play the flats. That's really the only two things. You see one high safety look here. It has to be cover 3 or cover 1. No other coverage. So for curl flats, if it's cover 1, which is man coverage, then we're gonna hit one of these curl routes, either Jerry Rice or Cam Newton. If it's cover 3, then we're gonna hit Mike Evans or Jimmy Graham in the flats. Pre-snap, I'm thinking that this is indeed cover 1 because when you see the safety creep up, safety is only creeping up for cover 1 robber, which is the computer's favorite cover 1 play to call from what I've seen throughout the year. So pre-snap, we think we're going to be up against cover 1, and we already have it set in our mind to throw the curl route to Cam or Jerry Rice. So let's run the play and see if we're right. It was cover 3. One of the two reads that we said it could have been pre-snap. Only having 2 different decisions to make made it a lot easier to make our read. And as a result, we make a great play and get a first down. All right, guys. Next up, we got bunch PA pin deep. And what you guys didn't get to see was pre-snap. This nickel cornerback. Where is he? Yeah. Shaquem, he was lined up right beside Ray Lewis, and he slid right on over to Mike Evans before the ball was snapped. This is clear as day man coverage here. It's going to be cover 2 man or some similar coverage to that nature. Just whenever you see the defense line up perfectly vertical to the receiver. They're playing man coverage. It's clear as day. So, bunch pit pin deep. I already made a video on it. It'll be, in the end credits where I usually link videos. From my series called Chalk Talk with Jug, which is where I break down a bunch of plays. Only made one this year because people didn't really show too much support for it. You know what I mean? So, plus I started really late this year. Should have started that series a lot earlier. But getting off topic, man coverage. Jimmy Graham was first read. Michael Vick scramble was the second read. All right, guys. Got deep curls here. First thing you notice here is you don't get a lot of information, and maybe deep curls isn't a great play to use as an example, but just kind of looking at the way these cornerbacks are aligned, they're lined up about 4 yards off the line of scrimmage. Could be man or zone coverage. What I do also notice is that this free safety hasn't moved too much. So seems like we're getting a two safety look here. So cover 2, cover 4, and cover 2 man are all possible. So you got 3 different possible looks you can get. And obviously I'm assuming we're getting a 2 high safety look post snap. So if it's cover 2, we scramble with Vic. If it's cover 4, we hit the wheel route. And if it's cover 2 man, then we're gonna hit Jerry Rice. That was cover 2. Was correctly a 2 safety look. So great pre-snap read there. We pick up 9 yards. So great play. All right, guys. We got trips off QB dash. One of my sleeper plays, man. I don't think anybody else other than me is at a top level is running this play. It's something that I have as like a wrinkle in my playbook, to get me out of certain situations. If you looked pre-snap, you saw this safety, Sean Taylor, inch down. One safety look, it can only be cover 1 or cover 3. Almost 99% sure this is cover 1. Just look at how Shaquem is lined up right now. He's playing man coverage, you know what I mean? In the case that we're wrong, though, then it's going to be cover 3, and our read is going to change. We're hitting Cam on this route. We don't wait for him to curl back in, though. We throw it while he's streaking, and that's what makes that route so dangerous. So let's see what opens up on the side. Cam makes a catch in man coverage, correct read pre-snap, and he gets us pretty close to the first down. So great play. All right, guys. We got spread slot flags here, dime look, which I think you get almost 100% of the time we run slot flags. Could literally mean anything, even a counter. So this, the reason why I'm trying to use spread slot flags is I feel like it's such an important post-snap read play to be making. Your first read is always this outside zig route to Cam. So what you want to do is you want to look at one of these, the safety on the side of Cam, right? So you want to look at this free safety in this case. First, see what he's doing, and then look at this corner and see what he's doing. If Sherman is following Cam when the ball is snapped, then you're throwing the zig route. If he's not following Cam, then you're going to throw his corner out. So simple as that. All right, guys. Next up, we got bunch, flanker, drive. What you notice here is you get a dime look. DBs are all over the place. They don't know where the fuck to line up. This is very reminiscent of zone coverage here. You want to, in every single play, keep your eyes on the safety, man, because it's so important, even post-snap, because just because you see a too high safety look pre-snap doesn't mean post-snap they're going to stay that way. They could be disguising coverage, so always keep your eye on the safety. But pre-snap, we see zone coverage, we see too high safety, we're thinking cover 2, we're thinking cover 4. Those are pre-snap reads, but post-snap, you still got to look at these safeties and see what they're doing. So I know 100% for sure it's zone coverage, but I don't know if it's cover 2, cover 3, or cover 4. So I'm gonna look at safeties post snap, and we'll diagnose the coverage. That was cover 2, and that's why I say, man, look at the safeties. So we had to look at our safeties and make sure that it was indeed the coverage we thought it was. It was cover 2, which was kind of the play that I figured it would be pre-snap. And once Lynch gets past that cover 2 corner, the safety is occupied, so he's wide open. That's why you like to find that cover 2 outlet. So great play by Marshawn, and that's probably one of my favorite plays of the video so far. All right, guys. Got TCS here. One thing you notice pre-snap was his safety. Free safety came straight to Mike Evans to line up 1 yard, 2 yards in front of him, man. So, even if you didn't know how to read coverages, you should 100% know which coverage you're getting. Like, this is, like, ridiculously easy to read. But Sean is playing man coverage with Mike. Sherm is playing man coverage with Cam. Shaquem is going to be playing man coverage with Jimmy. This safety is going to be playing center field. And this corner is going to be playing one-on-one with Jerry Rice. You're going to have, I think, 6-man heat here. So you're not going to have time to, roll out like you usually would and throw this corner out to Cam. So you have to hit this hitch route. Or you can scramble backside. It's up to you. I would rather not waste my scramble with TCS. You know what I mean? I'm the same way with like motion cross. So throwing this hitch route to Jerry Rice, and that's the read. All right, guys. Next up, we got motion cross, and in the past years, there's been a lot of people breaking down how motion cross is run. In game plays. I think maybe a couple years ago, Systematic Front did it. I'm not sure. But, a lot of people look at this motion that this wide receiver does, and that's how they kind of determine whether it's man or zone. I really just read this slot cornerback the whole time. If he follows Mike Evans, it's man coverage, and I am throwing to Mike. If he doesn't follow Mike, goes to the flats or something, I know it's zone coverage, and you're going to get your typical rollout, and you're going to have two decisions, either throw the crossing route or scramble based on, how the coverage persists. Some people throw the halfback route. Halfback route isn't as effective this year as I think it has been in motion cross in years past. So, if it's man coverage, throwing the Mike, zone coverage, we're going to read this crossing route, see what the linebacker does, and make a decision then. Or, in this case, a nickel back. So, see what we got. Man coverage. Corner does a terrible job. And wide open touchdown for Mike Evans. And that's why I read that slot corner, man. If you're reading that slot corner, you know instantly whether it's man or zone. Sometimes that motion can be a little deceptive because sometimes you see the same action for man and zone. I know they like to shuffle when it's zone and, he'll actually run when it's man. But I just think, in my experience, it's a little more optimal to read the slot corner and see what he does. And as you can see, we get a touchdown there. Some pretty terrible coverage by Newman, but we get an end zone. All right, guys. Last play, we got strong IPA tight end corner. Not because I run strong IPA tight end corner in my offense, because I typically don't. It's the most counter play in Madden Mobile because of the defensive unit. A lot of defensive units actually have this play countered. So probably the stupidest play you could run this year. But the reason why I'm running it is because it's probably the easiest play to read as well. And, I think this would be a great way to finish off with a nice, pristine read. This isn't countered, so that's a great thing. And, this typically is just a 1-2 read. I've showed you guys a lot of pre-snap reads. You guys have been able to diagnose. But post-snap is important as well. So I'm going to show you a typical 1-2 read. We're going to be reading Jimmy Graham to Gurley. Some people read Gurley to Jimmy. It really doesn't matter. And, we're going to see what the corner does first. He gives us a lot of information here because he's kind of the player we're reading. It's almost like a flood concept here. So, if Sherman goes along with Newton, we know it's man coverage. And, in man coverage, I've been known to throw this route to Cam as well as a route to Jimmy. kind of depending on the situation. But in the man coverage for the case of this, we're going to throw to Jimmy. If Sherm just kind of sits back, then we know it's, cover 2, and he's going to take Gurley, and then Jimmy's going to be open. In cover 3, Gurley is the read. So let's see what coverage we get. Got cover 2. And, it's a simple read there. We saw Sherm sit back like we kind of said pre-snap. And he took away Gurley's route. So, obviously, cover 2. We have the safety flooded then because we have a go route. And then there's a corner route underneath it. Safety goes to the go route, and then we take the corner. So, that's a little peek into how I read coverage. I think I'm going to end the video there. Hope you guys enjoyed, man. I did this last year, had a blast. One of my league mates said he was having trouble, reading defenses. And I said, I should probably put one of these videos out again, man. Had a lot of fun doing it last year. I'm going to have a lot of fun doing it this year. Follow the Instagram, man. It's in the description. It's also my channel banner. I plan on releasing another video after this, and I want to kind of gauge and see how you guys feel about the idea of it. So I'm going to end up doing that probably later today, early tomorrow. Just stand by and, let me know what you think, man, because I think it's a really unique idea. It's another video I did last year, so I want to see what you guys think, man. But it's been your boy, Insane Joe, another video. Hope you guys enjoy. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Catch you on the next video. Peace.